First of all, I just want to congratulate you on making the playoffs. How big of an accomplishment is that for you?
I mean, it's pretty big. I think not anybody had. I think if you took every fan that watches the Truck Series and had them pick their playoff predictions, I don't think I'd be in really any of them, to be honest. I think it was overlooked. I think if anybody thought a niche truck at the beginning of the year was going to be Moffitt, so it's big for me. To kind of surprise everybody and prove myself and niche belongs back in the spotlight.
How big of a momentum builder is that for you to kind of go out there and surprise some people, especially in your first full year?
I mean, it's big. It's big for my career. I don't think a lot of people really knew about me, or I've never, set the world on fire. I won a few late model races, but I haven't been fortunate enough to win ARCA or win truck races last year. So to be fighting for wins now, with some more experience and with a full schedule to really build the trucks around what I like is big for me. And I think hopefully we can win races hopefully soon and make our life in the playoffs easier, and hopefully help myself move along in my career.
What were some things that you really felt like helped you get into the position where you are now, where you were able to make the playoffs?
I think honestly, with Moffitt leaving with circumstances and him deciding to leave, it really made me the head honcho at Nice. I got able to work with Phil Gould, and I think right out of the get go, third and second at Darlington and Charlotte, and we ran really good basically ever since. We've been not fighting for wins weekly yet, but I think if we had practice and not relied on our sim, because you're only as good as your sim right now, because that's the only thing you really have, or last year notes, and it's been kind of hit or miss on our sim, and I think that's been the difference of winning races or running temp.
You mentioned being being pushed into a position where you're the head honcho. Just curious, how was that something that you kind of embraced, or was it something that was like, oh boy, this is kind of a little bit more pressure on me as somebody just still trying to find my footing?
I loved it. I was happy. Obviously, I knew it was an odd set of circumstances for Nice, and was hoping they wouldn't set us back. Not having that experience leading the team, but I'm glad I could kind of step up to the plate and really designate where we take our trucks. Where we go with our program, how we set the trucks up, and I got an extra fleet of a handful of trucks. We're trying to spread thin. Nice Motorsports isn't very funded. We're trying to scrap pennies and make every penny count. And we don't have a lot of new trucks or a lot of big supplies to be able to hold on to trucks. So being able to kind of tap into the Moffitt's fleet has been big as well.
You mentioned kind of trying to make the most of everything that you've got. Where do you think is a place where you guys need to improve a little bit heading into the final stretch of races?
It's just getting stage points is going to be the big thing. I felt like that was one of our struggles. We could get there at the end, just needed to be there at the start as well. And that goes back to our sim, right? These are tracks I've never been to, and when I'm in the sim, I can't designate whether it's going to be realistic or not. So I'm guessing, that's been kind of the Achilles heel of me being the head honcho. All the feedback's on me, and I've never been to these places before. So I think our sim is, when it's hit on, we're going to be really good, and when it's hit off, but I think with the playoffs, I've been to every track in the playoffs, so I think that hopefully will help.
How much of an advantage is it going to a track for a second time? Like, how much easier does that make everything?
I mean, it's huge. You know what you did wrong or struggled with last year to help improve. You're in those conversations, and in the sim, you know what it felt like then, and you could kind of tune your sim to make it realistic and kind of help out. Last year, Ty was the head guy, and whatever he said, and we've kind of gone away from that and kind of got down a wrong path, or at least Nice did on trying to set trucks up to his feel, and we've gone actually towards what they've had in 2019 with Ross, a very similar package. Obviously with some new upgrades and new innovation, but overall definitely closer to a 2019 style that is hopefully going to work a second time.
And one thing other than your impressive performance at Nice Motorsports that I really noticed was the fact that they constantly have guys that have a lot of experience in NASCAR. How big of a help was that to you as you're trying to figure everything out?
It's big. Phil Gould's been around for a while. Cody Efall, they've been places and has seen a lot and know a lot and have a lot of knowledge. And Al Nice has been in the sport for years, and they've seen the highest of highs and lowest of lows. So they're really big on helping me. And it's not normal for a team to really want to help a driver. Normally the driver comes in with funding, and that really hasn't been the case for me. I'm really blessed to have Al and Chevrolet and everybody kind of believe in me and just want to win races, and really helped me out a lot and really put a lot of belief in me. 18-year-old kid who's never been to a mile and a half and is the basic A team of Nice Motorsports right now. I don't think that was their vision a year or two ago, but I think they're real happy with our success so far.
Another guy that you got to work with a little bit during the season was Ross Chastain. Just interested in how that teammateship kind of went for you.
I mean, it's big. Just kind of leaning on him. Luckily, he's still in the Chevrolet camp on the Cup side, so it's not a manufacturer deal. I go and work out with Chevrolet, and we're all together trying to make Chevrolets good. So it's not a manufacturer conflict by no means. But he's been big. He's helped learning racing, and then also helping the career standpoint on am I doing the right things on trying to set myself up publicly and how to get myself out of bad spots on the racetrack and PR and this and that. So it's he's been a big asset for sure.
And when you look at a career like Ross Chastain, he didn't have a whole lot of funding to get him everywhere either. Do you take a lot of inspiration when you see a guy like that getting these big rides in Cup?
Yeah, I mean he's one of the ones to do it the hard way, and I think I'm gonna be hopefully show the same success and same trajectory, but I think I'll be in some of the same spots. I don't have a major sponsor or a major family check to write. Luckily my parents are scrapping for every penny they could help, and Al Nice is helping. We're all trying to make this program work against these multi-million-dollar deals against us, with pennies on the dollar. So it's been big, and it's been humbling for sure to run as good as we've had with the little resources we do have.
And my last question for you, why, and this is kind of a loaded question, trying to build your confidence a little bit, but why do you think you're going to win the championship this year? Sell me on that.
I mean, it's just we have a lot of good races, and I think if we take away the first few races of the season and just talk about Phil Gould, and you take the championship or the points, I think we'd be in the top 5 in points on the last 9 races, or 6, 7 races. So we've had really good speed and had a lot of good finishes, and we're going back to racetracks I ran top 5 or top 10 at last year. So I think it's going to be all about Phoenix. If we can get there, and I think we can, especially the first round is definitely going to be up our alley.
Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck in the playoffs coming up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.